The sun was bleeding into the horizon when Cole Maddox rode into Dustwater Creek, his boots heavy with the dust of 10 long years. He'd once been a drifter, no roots, no home, no cause. But today was different. Today, he came to pay a debt that wasn't his to begin with. The town was a skeleton of its former self. Half the stores were boarded up. The saloon door hung crooked, and whispers followed every stranger that passed. But it wasn't the town that Cole came for. It was her. Inside the sheriff's post, chained and silent, sat Elena. Her dress was torn, her wrists bruised, but her eyes, those wildfire eyes, still held something fierce, something that refused to die. She had been sold by a man who didn't know her worth and bought by one who didn't care to see it. But when Cole stepped through that door, something shifted. He tossed a leather pouch onto the table with a thud. The sheriff raised a brow. "You know what this means, Maddox. You're buying trouble." Cole's jaw tightened. "Then I'll take it." When the chains fell from her wrists, Elena didn't move. She only stared, as if trying to decide whether this man was her savior or her next storm. Outside, the world was turning gold. "Why?" she asked finally, her voice trembling but sharp. "You paid for me. Why?" Cole looked out at the fading sun. "Because no one else would. Because no one deserves to live owned." They rode in silence through the fields until the ranch came into view, a lonely spread of fences, barns, and wind. The kind of place built by one man's stubbornness and haunted by his regrets. Cole had never brought anyone there before, but tonight the place didn't feel empty. As night fell, Elena sat by the fire, watching the flames flicker like restless spirits. "You don't have to save me," she said softly. "You've done enough." Cole shook his head. "I didn't buy you to save you. I bought you so you could choose what comes next." Tears welled in her eyes, tears she hadn't allowed herself for years. For the first time, freedom didn't look like a dream. It looked like a man who believed she still deserved it. But freedom in Dustwater came at a cost. Before dawn, riders would come, men who didn't like debts being settled, men who thought ownership was a right, not a sin. Cole knew they were coming. He'd heard their boots echoing long before the first light touched the sky. He strapped his gun belt tight and looked at her. "When they come, run north. Follow the ridge. Don't look back." Elena stood, her voice shaking. "And you?" "What about you?" He gave a half smile, the kind only cowboys give when they've already made peace with the end. "Someone's got to pay the rest of the bill." She took a step forward, eyes blazing. "You've paid enough, Cole Maddox. Don't you dare throw your life away for mine." But he only tipped his hat and turned toward the rising dust. When the riders arrived, the air crackled with gunpowder and destiny. Cole stood his ground, one man against 6. The first shot rang out, sharp and merciless. Elena screamed his name, but he didn't waver. He fought like a man, with nothing left to lose and everything left to protect. By the time the smoke cleared, the ground was littered with silence. Cole was still standing, blood on his shoulder, but fire in his eyes. Elena ran to him, trembling. He looked down at her and whispered, "Now go. Live free." She shook her head. "Not without you." And for the first time, he didn't argue. The sun rose on Dustwater Creek that morning, breaking through the smoke and the sorrow. 2 riders left that town, one broken, one reborn. And behind them, the wind carried a whisper. Freedom always has a price. But love. Love makes it worth paying. As their horses disappeared into the horizon, a lone voice from the ranch's porch could almost be heard saying, "If you want more stories like this one, tales of courage, heart and redemption in the Wild West, make sure to subscribe." Every click keeps the fire burning. Every share keeps the legend alive. The dawn broke. Cold and quiet as Cole and Elena rode. Across the open plains, the echoes of gunfire fading behind them. Every hoofbeat felt like a heartbeat, steady but uncertain. Cole's wound bled through his sleeve, but he said nothing. He'd faced worse. What hurt him now wasn't the pain in his body, but the thought that freedom might slip away again, just when it was finally within reach. Elena rode beside him, her torn dress fluttering in the wind, eyes filled with both gratitude and fear. "You could have left me," she whispered. "Why didn't you?" Cole glanced at her, the morning light catching the dust in his beard. "Because I was once like you," he said quietly. "Chained, not by iron, but by my own mistakes." They reached a small ridge overlooking the valley. Below lay an old cabin, half broken but still standing. Cole dismounted slowly, wincing. Elena rushed to his side, pressing her hand to his wound. "You saved me," she said, voice trembling. "Now let me save you." He smiled faintly. "You already did." For a long moment, they stood there, two lost souls who had finally found a reason to keep going. The wind carried the scent of sage and smoke, a promise of a new beginning. Cole looked out toward the rising sun. "No one owns us anymore," he said. "Not the past, not the fear." Elena nodded, tears glistening. "Then let's ride where no one can find us." And as their silhouettes disappeared into the glowing horizon, a new story began, not about pain or debt, but about redemption. If this story touched your heart, subscribe for more Wild West tales of courage, love, and second chances. Your support keeps these legends alive.